You spoke about it yesterday, that the trees are such teachers, and they carry such great energy, and that's something we need to connect into more. We're just cut off from that rich landscape that we're taken away from and pushed into the cities, where it's just full of Wi-Fi and it's just a false reality out there that we're just forced into, and it's unhealthy. We need to get away from that a lot more, and it's just so refreshing coming out here with a group of like-minded, kindred spirits coming together, opening our hearts, sharing our life stories. And when do you get a chance to do that with people that you've never met before from across the world? It's so powerful, and we need to do that more. Come together as a community and bounce out ideas off each other, and that's where the growth and transformation comes from for me.
Carissa,
Yes.
we're out here in the woods this weekend, and it's kind of this display of a bunch of people who are just kind of living in their heart space and kind of living very passionately. Why is it so important for you to be, in environments where you feel like everyone is kind of, waving their flag in a sense, being who they truly are? Why is it so important, and what has it meant to you to be around groups that are that come together like that? What does it bring to your life?
It brings a lot. I think us being able to be in the same environment as other people that, carry the same wavelength that we do, I think it helps us kind of access more of the, authentic side of ourselves. And by us being able to be there and hold that space with other people, it allows them to as well. And I know for me, sometimes it's a big thing about being comfortable in the space, and the people that are within that are, I think very contingent on what that space feels like. And here at LOC, it's been wonderful because, it's what we're talking about. It's how we're talking about it, and I think that what we're focusing on and how we're spending our time together is very important, for the evolution of mankind and, the development of ourselves into a higher space. But I also do believe that, having fun and being able to relax and be around people that hold that loving space with you is just as important. Just knowing that, that internal flame that's within all of us, we can talk about those deep questions, and we can go there when we feel comfortable, with ourselves and sharing our experience. And I think, that is what is so great about having a community that supports that, is being able to see, the connectedness that comes through that. I think it helps both the self and the community.
Mm-hmm. What, for you, why is this such an exciting time to live?
Oh my goodness. Why is it exciting? I think it's exciting because, as we see with the age of technology, we are finally able to have pretty much any information at the tips of our fingers. If you try hard enough, you can pretty much answer just about everything out there, minus the internal self kind of questions. I think those are contingent on the self. But I think right now, it's the age of information, and choosing what information that we decide is important, and even how we decide to describe and share that phenomenon or that event with other people. I think when we come together like this, we are able to find common grounds, and I think that's really what is needed in our society right now, is us being able, not me being able to see your perspective or you being able to see my perspective, but by us being able to come to a shared perspective. Because when I think there's that common level of understanding, then we have a basis at which we can work with. And why I find now so exciting is because I believe that with information coming known, we're building a solid foundation where we can build upon. And I think it's exciting to see what we'll be able to create with this new understanding how the world works, how we work with it, and how it's really all the same thing, and I find now very exciting because we're starting to realize that all these esoteric topics we've spoken about throughout time, from Jesus Christ to Buddha, have always been just more these written theoretical concepts. And now, with the help of science, we're coming to understand how the more spiritual side of things is this physical life that we're sharing together. And it's exciting because we're going to be able to build, a world at which we all feel comfortable in. We're all going to be able to thrive and to truly do what makes us happy. And that's what's beautiful. We're all individuals, and different things make each of us happy. And I think it'll be lovely, though, when we come to a common grounds and understanding, and we learn how we can really work with what we have here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Can we not agree on a normal? They like to play with that word, normal. In my world, there is nothing normal except change.
Terry, good to see you.
Yes, you also.
We spent this weekend up here in the mountains with some of our, closest friends online, people who have kind of this shared vision of the world, I suppose, or just shared vision in terms of the journey of self-awareness. What has the journey of self-awareness for you personally meant to you, and how has that combined with finding other people that are doing the same thing? What has that brought to you in your life, in terms of like a group atmosphere to these journeys that we're all on?
I guess I'm not really the group atmosphere type of person, or haven't been. Everything's been very independent for me, and me taking on everything by myself. So just meeting this group online branched me out more as far as asking for help or being comfortable with that, and then recognizing I guess the need for more of a collective aspect outside of my own perspective and such. So I think my goal is being more comfortable in a group setting and around more people, and I guess enabling myself to accept.
I'm here with Brooke Culberson. Brooke, what has this weekend been like beyond the fact that you've gotten married? What has this weekend so far meant to you?
Great question. This weekend is the most epic weekend of just connection and just like super loving energy from everyone, acceptance. I mean, it's really the ultimate friendships. I can't even explain it. To feel like you belong and you're accepted somewhere and everyone celebrates you because you celebrate them. It's my version of paradise. It really is. In the woods. I mean, come on. So this weekend has been a long time coming, it feels like, but now that we're here, I'm like, oh yeah, we could have this all the time, actually. So that's what this weekend has meant for me.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, what is the importance of community?
To me, I think community is a sign of health, and I think the more healthier communities form, the better outcomes they're going to be for this planet and for human civilization. Because right now we have a very fractured community in this country and probably elsewhere too in other countries. And what we need is unity. And I think little by little in little groups like LOC and probably other ones, we're forming, these grassroots communities that are just amazing. So, when this whole thing started a couple years ago for me, I think it was really important for me to let go of a lot of, bullshit I had in my mind. And to let go and to form new friendships again, and that was tough for me. I mean, I was pretty guarded. I had a pretty big wall up, but I think in the last 2 years I've been able to really, just completely deprogram myself, so to speak, and just come from a heart space now. And every day I learn something new. If I just remain humble and I learn something new. It just makes this life so much more sweeter. And the fact that I have friends like you guys that are on the same kind of level and understand that life is such a precious thing and we shouldn't take it for granted at all. And we should have healthy friendships and communities to sprout outwards into the rest of, to all the other communities. This whole divide and conquer thing that's been going on for 600, 700 years. It's really manifested into a sickness, and I think we were all a part of it. Before 9/11, I think everybody was just in this trance. Everybody just had this driving notion that you had to make money, to be happy and to succeed in life, and and when you put those blinders on, it really makes you lose focus of the things that are important in life. And I think that's why a lot of Americans were unhappy, even though they made millions of their dollars in the 80s and 90s. It just left them hollow. It left me hollow. And I distinguish myself as a pretty common person. I think I speak for a lot of people. And I think my journey can show other people that are struggling that, there is light at the end of the tunnel. So, man, it's so amazing to be here, and I thank you guys so much for creating this group and creating a space, for people to let down their guard and to become authentic people. So, the more communities like this, it's going to change the world, and I think, we all know this, and it's going to happen.
Angela.
Hi.
Hello. So this weekend we kind of witnessed a whole group of people coming together and we've not felt alone together in a sense. We've shared in each other's goodness and seen each other and so on and so forth. What do you think the importance of togetherness, community, groups, in terms of just finding other people in your life that resonate with you? What do you think the importance of that has been in your life?
Well, I think it's really been just kind of groundbreaking, especially to me this weekend, for everyone to just be so raw together and so real. I mean, we've shared some really intense moments, and I think it's helped us all to really be able to grow and kind of see that we're not alone. Even, in our moments of solitude, we're really not alone. And that's just epic to me. Like, to know that I have this community is just amazing. And it's a beautiful thing.
So, Tim, you've been a member of the Lords of Consciousness group since the very beginning. You're one of the initial members of the group that, part of creating it. What has it meant to you in terms of just the idea of like-minded people coming together? What has that done for your life?
Just the community. I mean, you just feel like you can be yourself and there's no judgment. And that's one thing I've struggled through my life, is feeling judgment. So it feels really nice, and then I can just be crazy old Tim. And it's the warm embrace of everyone. Yeah. Like, everyone has their own awesome things about them, and it just feels great that you can be accepted.
Do you think everyone needs to have some connection to community?
Oh, of course.
Whatever it's called, doesn't have to be this group per se, but it just...
Of course, yeah, definitely. Obviously, we're all on our own journeys, and, a lot of it should be by ourselves and being able to just love yourself, definitely. But the community, once you love yourself, it is so much easier to love others, and it's just that energy passing back and forth just makes it all worth it.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Ashley. Yes. You're someone who has you've come into the Lords of Consciousness group, and when you did, it was, you've just instantly kind of been attracted to a group setting, and it's had an impact on your life. Can you explain what a group of supporting individuals, however you define what this group has been? Yeah. Can you define what it's meant to your life and what it's done for you?
This whole entire group has changed my whole entire life around. They gave me room and time and patience to figure out who I was. And when you're surrounded by a family and friends that never give you room to let you be free and to find out who you are, it's see, I've already turned up again. That sounds very painful. So you guys have, just made me feel loved and accepted for who I am.
What happens to someone who does finally start feeling that? What opens up for you when all of a sudden you just feel seen and accepted?
I just feel empowered. I feel free. I feel more comfortable in who I am. More clarity in my choices behind what I'm going to do and where I'm going to go from here. Especially with my trip I had over the weekend. I set really good intentions, and it's really just opened up my mind a lot and my heart.
Incredible. Mm-hmm. So, Mike, what do you think it can happen when a group of people, like we've seen this past weekend, what can spring forth from something like this? It doesn't even have to be specifically for this group of people, but what can spring forth from conscious intention from a group?
Well, that's the $6 million question, so to speak. I think personally, the first thing that happens is that you gain such a sense of identity from this community, and it breeds such a confidence within yourself, especially because for me and for a lot of the guys, it was an online thing for so long. There was no, obviously, interpersonal reaction in real life. Well, for some of you guys there was, but for a lot of us, we're living on the other side of the world. So to come together and to find this unity in a real physical sense where we can hug each other and share stories in real time, it just makes me feel so much more confident, and it sort of breeds the biggest kind of potential within you, I suppose. So what can we do when we come together? I mean, the ideas that I've already heard bounced around are just amazing. I think because we're in such a beautiful space and everyone's so on such a high vibe and in such a great headspace, it sort of paves the way for such kind of amazing creative ideas, like Jeff Jones there talking about building an art church with his art, like through Lords. Just amazing ideas. But I think the main thing for me that I would like to have come from this is a new idea, a new paradigm for a way of living, because I firmly believe that the way we're living is doomed, and I think a lot of people realise that also. The way we're promoted to suck these fossil fuels, and the way the price is just totally out of our control. They control everything. So for me it's about hopefully being able to create some sort of new way of living, whether that be less reliant upon these fuels and living more locally and buying and selling locally instead of depending on these bigger chains. We're bouncing around all these sorts of ideas, and I think through this love and this harmony and this unity, new paradigms will be thought out and they will come about. So for me it's just a waiting game basically, because I can sense the hunger and the atmosphere for people to create this new way of living that we so desperately want and we so desperately need. We're fed up with our tax dollars going to silly things that hurt people, you know what I mean? We just want the new way of living, and when we come together like this, you can sense it's possible. I don't know the utopia, what it looks like exactly, none of us do. That's why we're here. When we open our hearts and our minds and we come together, something's going to be born out of it, and leaving behind that old crap, like those old ways, like something beautiful will be born of that capitulation. I just know it. We're not sure what it looks like, but it's coming, is what I would say about it,
Thank you, Mike.
No worries, brother.
What do you think can spark from gatherings like this? Just of friends that come together and get together in the physical. Maybe they know each other from the internet, but what do you think? What do you think can spark from events like this?
I think world peace can spark from this, because we do this and then everybody goes home and likes the idea and has their own gatherings, and it goes on and on from there and just builds communities and tribes. And I think that's what's the problem right now in the world, is everybody's so distant from each other. They just move away from their family and they don't build a new family, and everyone's lonely. And it's nice to have a group, and it's nice to have people to talk to, because sometimes there's people you can talk to about one thing but you're uncomfortable with other things, and it's nice to have big group of friends and everybody's different perspective. Really helps open the world.
Yeah, it's like a group of people who all have these different purposes, but kind of coming together in, for one purpose in some ways, or just like a big collaboration together.
Yeah, and respecting everybody's ideas, and it's a sharing of ideas, because I've learned so much this weekend, and I think a lot of people have things that they haven't been open to before, and they're going to take that home and use that in their lives, and that's what's amazing about things like this.
That's cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
AJ, what has your experience in the Lords of Consciousness group, or a group like Lords of Consciousness, meant to you in your life? As we're here this weekend at the Gathering of the Lords, what has this kind of community shown you in your life?
I would say, I don't know. It's mainly through Pops, my dad. It's mainly what it's done through him, and I see that and I'm like, oh shit. The people we're around, things like that, they're good people, you know what I mean? And you don't have to worry about you just don't have to worry about a thing being around good people, and you surround yourself with that. And for me, I don't know, I've got either my guide, the guides that I work with, because I work a lot, or the people that I come back to Phoenix and hang out with, you know what I mean? And I don't want to, I guess, like, you know, all the other lords and stuff like that, they're just sort of extensions of the core that I'm already with, you know, of the people that I care about in Phoenix and things like that, you know. So on the days that I do come home, I can hang out with you guys. But then, you know, on the days when we get all of this, it's like, it's just an extension of everyone. It's like, it's sort of a, like a mega local tribe, people hanging out, you know.
Perfect.
You don't have a lot of walls built up around everybody. You just sort of like, all right, like, I know that they're good people, so I can just be like, what's up, man?
You have such an interesting story because you came all the way from the country of Turkey and you've come all the way to the United States in pursuit of something different. Can you kind of speak to that?
Sure. Well, I was just bored of my life and kind of in my country some kind of issues going on.
Yeah.
These actually couple of last years.
Mm.
So I felt kind of pressure over there actually, and then I wanted to change my life in a way, whatever it is. I just wanted to get away from everything and then see more clear about my life and see who I am and what I want, because I couldn't see it, I couldn't feel it where I am. So we're not a tree. We can go wherever we want in the world, and I have no boundaries. I don't have anything to lose. I just like, oh, okay, I will go. I'll try. So I just did it.
That's so cool.
So you know, nature rewards courage. So that's how it works. You shouldn't think about it. You just have to do it and then see what gifts are waiting for you.
So nature rewards courage, and you were courageous enough to come all down to Arizona and join with some of your online friends and having this camp out.
Yeah.
What was this experience like for you?
I have been waiting for it for months actually, and I was so excited about it each single day until this weekend. We were all talking about it every day, but now I feel like so peaceful here and then away from everything. I don't want to live here.
You want to live
for
here?
a couple of days. I could stay for a week, like not for 3-4 days, but
Yeah.
I met some amazing people, and I was feeling it, and I'm still feeling it, that this experience will change my life by changing my mind and my heart in many ways, because I felt so much love here and then acceptance. We are all having very good time here all together, sharing everything with each other, and actually I feel like I'm healing here, so it's kind of very special experience for me. And yeah, I have been waiting this for a long time because I can't breathe in my life, and that's kind of place that I can breathe in the environment, I mean the people and the nature. Yeah, I love it.
Didem, thank you.
Thank you.
Rhoda, you've been on so many journeys over the last year, traveling around the world, seeing so many incredible places, meeting so many fresh new faces. What has this experience been like this weekend? You know, people you've known for a while, and, you know, coming together with conscious intention to have a weekend that unfolds kind of the way it did this time. What was it like for you?
For me, being the first time to the gathering, it was really intense, actually. You meet people on the road, and you might know them for a couple days, couple weeks. But this has been my family for almost 3 years now, and it's a place where we feel safe and accepted online in cyber, and we're open to, you know, our deepest, darkest secrets and really exposing ourselves. And then when you meet in the physical, it's like, how are they going to receive me, you know, and they know my core. And it's really amazing to come together and meet these people for the first time. And, you know, many of us are learning what that means, what that capacity means for love and acceptance. And some of us have never felt that before. So when you feel that for the first time, it's really, really an experience. It's really intense. But, you know, traveling around the world has been amazing. It's been a wonderful gift from Gregory. I spent a lot of time thinking and being introspective on myself and evolving, and really taking myself out of comfort zones and figuring out who I am and what I do, you know, and what I do well. So it's been really great.
A journey of self-awareness, huh?
The journey of self-awareness. Yeah. Every day defining that.
That's incredible. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Pops, you know, this weekend is a culmination of over 2 years of this tribe of individuals who have come together. What has your experience in a group like this been like?
From since I joined?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, I've evolved. I've learned recently that when you're being called to something new, don't be hanging on to something old. And what was the question?
What I mean overall, and you know, you spoke to it in the last question, but overall, what has your experience with a group like Lords of Consciousness been? And how do you see it, I guess, even for other people too? You know, what do we, not necessarily they have to join the Lords of Consciousness, but what does that say, you know, for the greater good in terms of your experience with the tribe like this?
Well, it's a place where old things truly pass away and all things are new. New growth, new love, growing, healing taking place. It's all new. Moving to Arizona was not even close to being on my radar. I was closed off to it. But I come to your housewarming party, and the next thing I know, I'm moving in with Bolsky, and I'm your best fucking man, dude, in Washington. I meet all these people that come in from all over the world. My God, from all over the world. We have an international family growing here. It's tripled, more than doubled since I've been here. 195 I was, now we're up to almost 600. And each one brings a piece. It's like we're all pieces of a grand super puzzle being placed here, and we're all being integrated in love, in harmony, in peace on such a minute scale. You know, it's all Bruce Lipton talks about cooperation versus competition. Well, we got cooperation going on here, Jack. I mean, for real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if anybody's looking for love and they don't know what it is, go to the LOC website. And if you get invited in, take as long as you need to participate, but we don't look at vulnerability and trauma and all emotional as a weakness. It's a strength. It's celebrated. And we're all strengthened when people in our group, our family, our Royal Galaxy, Royal Family, post up something of vulnerability. Boom, we come together and we're all strengthened and we're all healed by it and we all grow. You know what I'm saying? And it just boils down to, I'm sure there's many other seeds, but we're just one gigantic seed being planted around the world with our technicals going around the world too. Other tribes of our clans, whatever, of our family, united in love. Perfect harmony, peace. We're a microcosm of what's coming on this earth, heaven. Love in our hearts. It's not Jesus is coming back, we're all going to heaven. Fuck a bunch of goddamn religious fruitcake bullshit, because they don't read their Bible. Jesus is waiting for us to resurrect the Christ in us, the kingdom within us, so that love emanating out, once we get the critical number mass, we can't do war no more, man. Peace.